Welcome. It's good to be back. Hit another lock of the week for you guys. Gave you guys another underdog that came through. It just all around was a perfect week on a relatively slow week for boxing. I went, I went 7 for 7. I mean, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to be like that. But again, guys, this is what I'm giving you guys is the best gambling advice, the best boxing gambling advice in the world. I'm not trying to sound conceited. I'm not trying to sound stuck up. I am the best in the world at this. There is no one in the world as good as me at this. I'm not good at anything else, but this I can do. Gladiators beat Lions. Yes, sirree. It was a light weekend of boxing, so I bet lighter than I normally do, but it all adds up. Yeah. I felt good about this week's parlay, though. I really did. I felt good about it. Oh, shoot. I felt good about this parlay. Kyle Hayden, Gladiators beat Lion. Chris Vegas at which upset? Out of heavyweights, Guido Vianello. And Mbilli is not good. I'm not a huge fan either, but I knew he'd win that fight. Good enough. I mean, yes, both things can be true. And Mbilli cannot be very good, and he still could have been good enough to win that fight. I agree with both of you guys. I agree with both guys' sentiments there. What do we feel about Mbilli? Is he kind of capped out here? I mean, if Derevyanchenko doesn't hurt his arm, is it a different fight? I don't. It's closer. It's more competitive. I don't think so. I thought the whole time that he was probably too quick, too fast for Derevyanchenko. I'm not hating on Derevyanchenko. I like Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko's had a good career. He fought competitively with Munguia, and Munguia is better than Mbilli. But just honestly, just realistically, Munguia is better than Mbilli, and Derevyanchenko fought him really tough. The fight was very, and that wasn't that long ago. I just thought Mbilli would be too fast for him. The guys he's had success with both were losses. Triple G was a robbery, but it's still a loss. And Munguia were both slow. Mbilli's not. And Mbilli, the pressure and the speed and the athleticism, it was just too much for him. I think the fight's more competitive, but I don't think the outcome changes much. I mean, additionally, look, I had an 8-2. I'm not complaining about the scorecards because it was wide, but 10-0. He clearly lost. Mbilli clearly lost 2 rounds. I mean, clearly, right? It was like the 3rd and the 7th. I thought he won every other round, but the judges are so biased they couldn't even give him the 7th. That's amazing. Like, that's incredible. 190. He didn't win the 7th round of that fight, huh, Judge? Amazing. I told you to bet Guido Vianello to beat Makmadov, and I also said people to bet on a Mbilli fight going to distance. More money for me. I said to take Guido. I said we can go through my videos, guys. This week was a gold mine. I am sitting pretty this week. Guys, if you haven't, I'm sure everyone here has. We don't have a ton of people here in the Patreon, in the chat, in the live, but if you guys haven't, join the Patreon. Get the lock of the week. I mean, this thing hits every single week. I am giving you a ton of money. I said to take Guido. I said to take Guido by stoppage. I said to take Guido. I said for the fight not to go the distance. I said to take Jahai Tucker on points. I said to take Abdullah Mason by stoppage. Guys, there's no one in the world better than me at this. And again, am I going to hit every single fight every single week like I did this week? No. But I'm going to make you a ton of money. Like, if you have the resources, you can quit your job and do this full time. Like, I don't really have misses. As a full week. There's no one in the world better than me. And Mbilli gets killed by better guys in the weight class. I don't disagree, Ryan. I think that's fair. I'm not a huge Mbilli guy. Let me throw this one out there. Jamal Charlo, Big Charlo versus Mbilli. Who you got, Ryan? Who you got? Mbilli versus Big Charlo. It's an interesting one. I know it's not going to happen for promotional reasons, and uh, Jamal Charlo fought just last year, so it'll be a couple more years till he fights again. Which can we talk about that? Like, I've never seen fighters piss away their career like I've seen with these recent PBC fighters. Charlos, like Spence, it's like Keith Thurman. It's one after another. Why don't these guys fight at all? It's frustrating and annoying, and it's terrible for the sport. Well, I was right. Don't have Steve Esberg in the parlay with boxing MMA. He lost. How did you do, World of Wrestling? I don't. Canelo beats Mbilli. Oh, yeah. Even at 33, 34, whatever he is, yeah, Canelo beats Mbilli easily. That's why I was asking about Big Charlo. I don't think there's a ton of top guys at 68 that Mbilli can beat. I've not been high on Mbilli. I just thought he'd win this fight. Thought he was a little bit too fast, too athletic for a 38-year-old Derevyanchenko. And then once Derevyanchenko had that bicep tear injury thing, whatever he had, that was the end of it. It wasn't going to be any fight left at that point. You got 2 out of 3 correct? All right. Just bet the MMA from UFC. Just bet the MMA from UFC. It was a relatively good night. I want to talk about that. Why don't they move Abdullah? Like this was, I get he's just 20, but Abdullah Mason, they were giving Jahai Tucker, and I like Jahai Tucker, so I'm not dumping on Jahai Tucker. I think Jahai Tucker is a good prospect, but why did they not give him anything better? Like, why is Abdullah Mason not getting at least the same level of opposition that they're giving Jahai Tucker? Jahai Tucker has a loss and a draw. And he's a good prospect. He's a good fighter. He's a very good prospect and a very good fighter. Abdullah Mason is, I've been saying this for a year now, is the best prospect I've seen in years. Abdullah Mason is the best prospect I've seen come up in the sport in years. Like you watch the NBA and some draft classes have, Zachary Rishi as the top prospect. The others have like Zion Williamson and Wemby. It's like, it's not all prospects of the year, not all rookies of the year are the same. I feel that about prospects. Abdullah Mason is a prospect of the year for the ages. Like this kid is 20, and he already might be the best 135 pounder in the world. Here, I'm going to pose a question right now. Andy Cruz versus Abdullah Mason. If they fought next, who wins and why? September's going to be good. August wasn't great, but it was great for making money, though, World of Wrestling. We've made, the last 3 weeks, we've made some really good money. Guys, bet Israel Adesanya starting now, UFC. 80% sure, plus 100, so even money. What fights we got next week? We got nothing, man. We got the Pro Box. So we have Jarrett Hurd and Jason Rosario, and I don't even know what to make of that because, look, I'll pull it up. Next week sucks, guys. I don't even know if I can do a lock of the week. I don't even know. I'm gonna end my streak here because there are no fights next week. This is what we have next week. Jason Rosario, who's fought twice in 3 years, once was knocked out by Jose Armando Resendez, and then he beat this thing. Like, I don't even know what to make of that. Against, I'm sorry, that's, I'm losing my brain. That's Jarrett Hurd. Jason Rosario has fought once since 2022, and it was against some guy in the Dominican Republic who was 16-9. I'm not hating on the fight. The fight's a good fight, but why are we watching this? Why am I watching this? Shout out to Vulcan. Enjoy out of town. Good sweep today. Thank you, Vulcan. Yes, guys. Super chats are always appreciated. Thank you, y'all. Guys, don't forget to tip your gambling advisor who gives you gold every single week. Keep that in mind. Thank you, Vulcan. Kiki says Mason easily. Okay. Abdullah Mason. If y'all ain't joining the Patreon, you're losing money. He ain't lying. Guys, you're making a ton of money. It's $5 a month. You're making whatever you want to bet, whatever your normal bets are. You're getting paid every single week. I hit every single week, guys. If you don't believe me, ask Muscles. I don't miss. Like, I really don't miss. Like, I missed like 3 times this year. Vulcan, he is gonna lose. Who's gonna lose? Oh, he's talking about the UFC. Nope. Your name tells why. World of Wrestling. He's fighting a wrestler, but Israel got good takedown defense and better striking by a mile. Vulcan is a beast with the UFC picks. Yes, he is. He's really good. We'll see the Vulcan. That's why I ain't betting this fight. I bet enough to make the 5 per month. Thank you. How did we do this week? How did we do last week? Kyle's joined a few weeks ago. I've hit with him every single week. It doesn't. The $5 a month is not cost prohibitive when I'm making you money every single week. Let's see. Starting now, says Vulcan. World of Wrestling picks were good for the mixed parlay. Yeah, I'll have World of Wrestling on again. He did good enough, right? He did good. That was good. Let me take this down. I mean, I guess. Well, actually, I'm going to be out of town next week, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Next week's screwy. Next week is really screwy. I'm going to be out of town. South Padre Island. If anyone is in Texas, come on down South Padre Island. I'm going to be there with my wife, my mother-in-law, my 3 kids. It's going to be a blast. So if anyone is in South Padre Island, come on down. Say what up. We're taking the kids. Every Texan goes to South Padre Island. But let me pull this up real quick because there's not a whole lot going on. Yeah, there's nothing. There's still nothing on this book for next week. There's nothing. There's nothing on this book on DraftKings for next week. How whack is this? Let me look up. Well, we have this. All right, it's not a bad call. We got Dominic Valle on the undercard, and we got Michael Angeletti on the undercard. Michael Angeletti is one of the best prospects in the sport. If you guys don't know, he's PBC guy, 118, 122-ish guy. If you guys don't know Michael Angeletti, you should. He was a PBC prospect of the year. Vulcan's hit rate on UFC is solid. I've seen proof. Hit it. I saw that World of Wrestling. Shout out to World of Wrestling for joining the Patreon. Abdullah is ready for a title shot. I think he'd win, but obviously they're going to give him a 10-rounder first, and they give him a 10-rounder, then they may move him straight to a 12. He's going to get a world title shot. He'll probably fight once more in this year. My guess is November. Can we get him better? Someone better than Michael Ohan? Like, can we get him better? Anyone better than Michael Ohan? Abdullah Mason is the best prospect I've seen in years. Can we get him something better than Michael Ohan? Let's do Bob Arum's job for him. Let's do it for him. Let's find a better opponent for Abdullah Mason. Kid is phenomenal. Here, can we do this? Nicholas Walters. Can we do that? Here's a prospect for him. Nicholas Walters. If he beats Nicholas Walters, which he certainly will, can we then move him into a title shot? Can we do that? Can we get him the Iceman? Nicholas Walters as an opponent. How do you guys feel about that? Bang. There we go. Former world champion. Nicholas Walters. Beat him. Renee, tell us, Huron? Jose Pedraza, Gary Cully. Can we give him Gary Cully? Beat Gary Cully. Gary Cully is a Frank Warren guy, right? Give him a name like that. Like, let him beat someone good. Like, you don't have to worry about Abdullah Mason losing to Gary Cully. He's going to stop him, and he's going to beat the living breaks off of him. Just let him fight Gary Cully. Abdullah beats Andy Cruz. I think so too. Yeah, I know. They'll update it on Tuesday. I'm gonna start working on the video. Hopefully they get it out. Hopefully they pop out. But that was a really good. Oh, did you guys see the Denzel Bentley knockout? My goodness, Denzel Bentley is that dude. He's not, but like Denzel Bentley is an interesting guy. Denzel Bentley is really interesting because Denzel Bentley has a lot of skills. He has a lot of tools. He's got athleticism. He's got a little bit of pop. He's got some moves. He's got some slickness. Except he's not. At the end of the day, he's not very good, right? Like, and he gets outboxed by Nathan Haney, right? And that's unacceptable, obviously. And Denzel Bentley is a guy, and I understand why he was rated how he was, and I understand why people thought he was going to be a world-class guy. But he just, like, the parts are greater than the sum. Like, it doesn't come together with him for some reason. Like, he could be so much better than he is, and it doesn't click with him. Like, it's not there. I can't figure out what it is. I think Mason is top notch. I'm going to go back and watch the top ranked card. You should. It was a really, really good card. In which I got everything correct. All my prop bets, everything, everything. And Mbilli, Guido Vianello on the money line. The fight not to go the distance. Guido fell nearly by stoppage. Jahai Tucker on the by decision. Jahai Tucker can we talk about Jahai Tucker? Jahai Tucker by decision was the safest bet in the world. Jahai Tucker was gonna box his ears off and he wasn't gonna stop him. Like, that was a plus 200, minus 200. It should have been minus 700. There was only one outcome to that fight, and that was Jahai Tucker by decision. And when you got minus 200, just bet the house on things like that. I did. Did I regret it? No. I bet the house on Vito Guianello to not go the distance, and you clean up, and then you hit your parlay, and it's just an awesome day. And you can have these awesome days where you just clean up everything. Like, guys, I want you to. I gave you a 4-leg parlay. There wasn't a single solitary moment where any of those 4 fighters were in any jeopardy of not winning. Like, guys, think about that. I gave you a 4-leg parlay, and there wasn't a single moment where you had any doubt that parlay was going to hit. Not a single moment. 4 legs. Then, on top of that, I gave you 3 standalone bets, which there wasn't a single moment where you thought one of those wasn't going to hit. Guido Vianello, fight not to go the distance. Jahai Tucker. fight John Hightoker by decision. Gave you all of that. I gave you all of that. And there was a single moment that it is a 4-leg parlay, 3 standalone bets, in which there was never a single moment where any of those bets were in doubt. I was scared when Billy took the shot to the leg. I know you weren't, Kyle. And Billy was in control. And look at the scorecards, Kyle. Look at the scorecards. They were never going to score that for Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko was never going to get a fair shake. And guys, you have to factor in the robbery. Now, look, obviously that fight wasn't a robbery. But when one judge hands in 10-0, and he clearly got his ass kicked in the 7th, you know he never had a shot, right? Like, Derevyanchenko had no shot on winning that fight on points. I think the 10-0 judge definitely handed his scorecard before the fight started. That was easy. He just scored 10-9 all around. Dang, lost on the KO for Mbilli. Hey, where's Rocket been? Where's my boy Rocket been? I miss Rocket. I haven't seen Rocket in a minute. Abdullah is fighting again in November. Why is he still fighting 8-rounders, man? Is that what they said? I heard him talking about that. No more 8-rounders. Like, okay. At least give him a quality opponent. Give him Gary Cully. There. It's not going to go 8, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to go 8. It's not going to go 10. But give him a quality opponent. Give him a live body, someone who wants to win, and let Abdullah Mason go to work. Let him go to work. Let him cook. Like, I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, and it's just like, like the Brooklyn, like let Cam cook. Let Cam cook. Let Abdullah cook. Let him in the kitchen. Give him something, and let him cook. Like, Abdullah Mason is like, do you want a prop? Like, I mean, do you want a comp? I don't like doing this, but like, here's a comp for Abdullah Mason. Terrence Crawford. Like, that's how good he is. And Gary said Abdullah Mason is Terrence Crawford. Guys, Terrence Crawford's the perfect fighter. I'm not disrespecting Terrence Crawford. That's how highly I think of Abdullah Mason. Like, you know how like in the NFL draft they have like your NFL comp. The comp for Abdullah Mason is Terrence Crawford. That's what he is. He's that dude. That's who he is. Can we petition Bob Arum to get that opponent to be Gary Cully at least, or something better? Eddie Hearn thinks Andy Cruz is the best fighter ever. Can we call Eddie Hearn and get him to fight Abdullah Mason? Everyone wants to see Keyshawn with Andy Cruz, and I don't mind that. Like, I love that fight too for obvious reasons. But Abdullah Mason is Top Rank's best 135 prospect. Put him with Andy Cruz. Put him in with Floyd Schofield. Like, if I say any of those names, Floyd Schofield, Emiliano Vargas, any of those names, do any of them beat Abdullah Mason? And it's a great prospect class at the 135-pound division. None of them have anything for Abdullah Mason. Nothing. None of them have anything for it. Abdullah Mason is a prospect that stands by himself. I want to give a shout out to Jahai Tucker. Jahai Tucker is not a hitter. I think he's fighting in the wrong weight class. I think we got to figure something out. Like, he's still only 20 or 21. Let him grow into his man strength. I think this level of competition right now is good. But he looked good. Like, he was slipping. He looked slipping, moving. He had a nice rhythm to him today. He had that rat-a-tat style, which was good. He can't punch at all, though. And he came up at 47, and I understand he came up at 17, and now he's 21 or whatever. So his body's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger and all that. He doesn't have any pop, man. That's going to be a problem for him. But I like Jahai Tucker a lot. And it seemed like at the 47 and even at 54 that he could hit a little bit. At 160, his power is not there. If he can make 54, bring him down to 54. I'm not in camp with him. I don't know what he walks around with. I don't know how the weight cut goes. But if he can make 154, Bring him down to 54. 160 is not it for him. Bob Arum is nuts. I can't believe he said that Mbilli could beat Canelo. Oh, it's his fighter, bro. Beat Canelo and Benavidez. What's he gonna say? That's obviously he can't beat those guys. Those guys won't stop him. But those are his fighters. Kyle, you got the giggles? What are we giggling at? What are we giggling at? Are we giggling at Bob Arum saying Mbilli can beat Canelo and Benavidez? Of course that's ridiculous. Of course, I don't know if Bob Arum means it, but of course that's ridiculous. That would never happen. He can't beat those guys. Be realistic, maybe. Look, Mbilli's not that good, so at least get paid on him, right? Like a Canelo fight or a Benavidez fight gets Mbilli paid, thus it gets Bob Arum paid. Is he gonna win? Of course he's not gonna win. He's laughing at Bob Arum. Yeah. I'm not the biggest Mbilli guy. I've been said that. I've been on that for a while. So even though it was kind of a slow weekend of boxing, we got some good things. We made a ton of money. We got the Denzel Bentley knockout, which was beautiful. I mean, that's pretty much it. It was a fun day of boxing. That was a fun card. The Guido Villanova fight was fun. The main event was fun. We got to see Abdullah Mason. The Broads fighting was okay. Like it was a pretty good card for not being a massive card. I was thinking though, and Billy may have fought his way into a Canelo fight. Yeah, like he looked flawed. He looked flawed enough for Canelo to fight him. Yeah, why not? We all know that the monster Berlanga has no chance of beating Canelo. Everyone knows Berlanga sucks, and he got a Canelo fight. So, and Billy sucks relatively similar to the way that Berlanga sucks. So why not, right? I mean, he sucks relatively as much and to a similar degree. Like they suck in very similar fashions, and Billy and Berlanga. So why not? Yeah, bro. After the eight rounds, he'll be doing 10 rounds. Why have him fight any more 8-rounders? Put him in right now. Right now. Let's go. Like, what are we waiting for? All right, maybe chill on these 3 right now. Raymond Morataya. I'm telling you right now, if Abdullah Mason fought Raymond Morataya right now, he beats him. He beats him. That's how good he is. Like, why are we still? Come on, Bob, pick it up. I think Canelo is a chicken bleep. Look, I don't want to call him a chicken bleep. He's at the end of his career. He's not fighting the best guys out there anymore. Okay? Like, it is what it is. He's had a great career. He's not going to fight Benavidez. He's not going to fight Morrell. I think he should just retire, but he's still getting these paychecks to fight these second-rate guys. After this, he's going to fight Jamel Charlo. Then he's going to fight his Uber driver. Then he's going to fight his grandmother. And then he's going to call it a career, but he's going to make another $200 million. So, 100% Morataya is pure vanilla. Hey, Quinn Walker, my man. What's up, Quinn? What's up, Quinn? Good dude, Quinn Walker. But I'm going to wrap this up in a little bit, unless you guys have any last-minute questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, super chats, anything like that. Not a huge turnout today in the chat, which I'm a little disappointed in, but that's cool. That's cool. Appreciate everyone who did show up. Love y'all. But we're doing epic things here. Like, we are doing crazy, crazy things here. Crazy things. So join the Patreon. I'm hitting this every week. I am making you guys a friggin' ton of money. Canelo should face Crawford. Yeah, but one guy's a 168 and the other guy's a 147. Look, I don't hate the fight. There's the worst fights you can make. What's up, Quinn? What's up, guy? I missed most of this. I'm on the other side of the world. Where are you, Quinn? I'm guessing you're in Ireland with a name like Quinn Walker. Is that fair to assume that you're in Ireland? Are you on the other side of the world? Like, are you in Australia? I'm interested now. South Korea. Interesting. Shout out to South Korea. Hey, I've never been to South Korea, but I hear it's nicer than North Korea. So factor that in. Good for you, man. Good for you. Military or what are you doing in South Korea? You just move there? Is the missus from there? How did you end up? Now I'm intrigued. Never been there. How did you end up in South Korea with a name like Quinn Walker? When he said other side of the world, I'm thinking like Ireland's not the other side of the world, but I get what you're saying. Then he said South Korea. I was not expecting that. Maybe Australia. I was not expecting. Okay, you work there. Not military though. Did you get yourself a Korean woman? Because that would be a good move if you did. Beautiful, feminine, domestic. It's a good place to pick up a wife, right? Like if you notice when they had the Korean War, a lot of people came home with wives. Korea is a good place to meet your wife, I've heard. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate each and every one of you guys dropping by. Remember, if there's no last minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats, I'm gonna get going. It is 8/17/2024 from Texas. And it is, I have twins. A boy and a girl twins. And they turned 10 years old in 15 minutes. If you're on the East Coast, they already had their birthday. But I got to go. It's been a blessing having y'all on. From Texas to the world, thank you and God bless.